Hey, what's up, hoodies? Welcome back to the Hood Table one more again. Make sure you please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the Hood Table if you're not already subscribed, of course. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, IG, and thehoodtable.com where you can find our store link to get any of your The Hood Table merchandise. Thank you so very much. So, I'm on my lunch break and I do have an hour, but this video is not going to take up that entire time. I just wanted to check in with you guys just to alert you of an upcoming exclusive interview that we will be having with somebody who we interviewed in the past by the name of Edward E. Hobson, who is an author of the book called The Untold Secret. Now, last year we had did an interview, a part one interview with Edward, and it was an interview regarding his book about incest, sexual abuse, um, that he had been victim of from the ages of 3 through the age of 16. Now, the book that he was working on then wasn't complete. It is now complete, and it's going to be start rolling out, shipping out on May 1st. A lot of people have already pre-ordered their books. I pre-ordered mine. I actually have a manuscript as well as a pre-order for a book for the book that I purchased about a month or so ago. It's also available on Kindle for 99 cents for a limited time. You can pre-order on Kindle as well. But again, we already had interviewed him last year. It was a awesome, awesome interview. Very deep interview because the book is very, very deep. If anybody has ever been a victim of incest or sexual assault, especially like in your family, your own family, especially like the hands of your own parents. If anybody knows anything about that, they know just how serious that situation is and how um, people who suffer from sexual abuse, especially from somebody who's supposed to actually love them and to protect them, how that sometimes can carry on throughout their life and affect the rest of their life, especially if they don't get any type of counseling or anything like that. Hey Taze, hi honey, how you doing? Hello Queen, thanks for tuning in. But for the people who miss part one of our interview last year, I would definitely recommend. I'm gonna put the link in there for the interview that we did last year with Edward E. Hobson, the author of The Untold Secret. I would recommend that you watch that video first before you watch our part two exclusive bombshell of an interview that will be May 1st at 9 p.m. So we did like a pre-book interview with him last year. Talking about him, talking about what he was going to have, kind of in his book and what was going to be about. And he told us a little bit about his upbringing and what he, suffered through as a child from the age of 3 through the age of 16. A lot of things that we spoke of, I was just like truly appalled. When I read the book, I was truly appalled. Um, the book again is really really deep. The things that this young boy went through from the age of 3 through 16 by the hands of not only his mother but his uncle as well, who both were raising him. He was raped repeatedly, sexually assaulted, he was beaten repeatedly, um abused mentally, physically, sexually, any type of way, you name it. He suffered through that from the age of 3 through 16 with nobody believing him. Nobody believing him that his mother could do anything like that. Nobody believing him that his uncle could do anything like that. Um, we are going to again have a part two of this interview uh, May 1st, 9 p.m. But again, I'm going to drop the link for those who miss part one of the interview. Hey Tyler, how you doing? I'm going to for those of you who missed part one of the interview, I'm going to play a short clip of part one of our interview that we did last year with this incest, rape, sexual assault, sexual abuse survivor. Again, part two will be May 1st at 9 p.m. live here. And the author told me he has exclusive bombshell that he's going to drop on us. And only on us. He's doing several interviews with several people, but we are going to get like the bombshell exclusive on May 1st at 9 p.m. So, again, for those of you who have not seen part one of our exclusive interview with this author of the book, this man who suffered over 10 years of incest and sexual abuse by his mother and uncle from the age of 3 to 16. I'm going to drop the link in the description box so that you can check that entire video out. Matter of fact, I'm going to drop the link right here in the chat as well. So let me go ahead and put this in here. Yeah, because I want you guys to watch part one. Because a lot of things we might not hit on every single thing that we talked about in part one. So I definitely would like you guys to watch part one of that exclusive interview with this incest survivor. So I'm dropping a link right now, and I'm going to play you a little portion, just a little clip of the interview that we did last year, so you can get an idea of what part one of the interview was about. And then again, part two, when that comes out on May 1st, you can check us out with part two. But let me share the screen real quick. Again, this is part one, exclusive interview of the author of The Untold Secret, a book, a biography, basically, of his life growing up from the age of 3 to 16, being sexually abused and raped by his mother and uncle. So make sure you guys, again, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the Hood Table if you're not already subscribed. And I'm going to play just a portion of part one of this exclusive interview we had last year. And then I dropped the link for the full interview in the chat. And again, part two will be on May 1st at 9 p.m. So sit back and enjoy this little clip right here. I'm going to play. Let me know if it's not loud enough for you as well. Here. The title of the book is called The Untold Secret by Apostle Douglas E. Hobson. When did you start writing this book? Like, when did you, because this book is really deep and we're gonna, get into it and stuff, but what age were you when you decided you need to put this on paper?
3 years ago.
3 years ago?
3 years ago.
Okay. So it was a long time coming. Coming.
Yeah.
This book, I want you to tell us a little bit about hey, Keisha. Let's go to the beginning. I'm gonna just start at the beginning. When did you first started experiencing abuse? What exact age was it?
It was 3 years old.
3 years old?
Mm-hmm.
And was it first by your mother first? Or was it first by your uncle?
No, it was first by my mom.
It was first by your mom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I know the book is named. Okay. So I know. Hey, Marcus, Herb, Aisha, Carla, everybody in the chat. Make sure you like and share. When you were being abused by your mother at the age of 3, did your uncle know? Like, did I know you had talked about in the book that your mother didn't believe that your uncle, but did he know that she was?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about how that all started, and from a very
young. Before we go there, I just wanted to know: is this a cycle? Like, were they abused, and how they say hurt people hurt people?
Yeah, my mom was abused by my grandfather. And I'm not too sure about my uncle, but I know definitely my mother was abused by my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, it usually tends to be a cycle.
Yeah. So basically, it began at the age of 3. My uncle followed, and one thing I will say, people who are drug abusers,
Mhm.
alcoholics. I really, when I became older, I really understood that it wasn't my mother who actually did this. She was under the influence of drugs and alcohol. So a lot of times when you have those influences, it's normally not the person who's doing it. It's the spirit behind the drug, the spirit behind the alcoholism and things of that nature. So it started with my mom, and then my uncle followed. And I can't remember exactly how he followed, but I know that it wasn't by accident that he followed.
Right.
So I will put it like that. It wasn't by accident that he followed. And it also came to the point where my mother sold me to somebody to get it fixed.
Oh wow!
So there was a lot of things between the ages of 3 to 16. And that's the years of the book that was written from the age of 3 to 16. That's the first book.
And nobody intervened on your behalf. Nobody said, "Hey, let me get this child and remove him from this situation." Did anybody intercede?
Not until later on. A lot of people did not believe me, and they started to believe me. I went to school one day, and mind you, this was not just this was just not sexual. This was physical abuse as well. I went to school one day, and I was very defiant to the teacher. The teacher asked me to sit down a couple times, and I told her I couldn't. And she said, "Why can't you?" I said, "Because it hurts." And she did not understand that. So she took me to the principal's office, and the principal asked me, he said, "Douglas, why won't you sit down?" I said, "It hurts me. I can't sit down." So they lifted up my shirt, and I had got beaten the night before. So bad to where my skin was broken on my back. And I had got molested the night before by both my mom and my uncle. That's why I could not sit down.
And this was at the age of, what age was that? 5?
That was 5. That was at 5. That's when we called it in New Jersey. We called it DSS. That's when the Department of Social Services stepped in and took me out of the home until they investigated what was going on.
Oh wow! Now, one thing you talked about in your, I met you actually in person. I know you're a big guy. You're really tall, like really tall.
You just short.
Do you think that kind of played a part in? I know you said she was on drugs and everything, but at like 11 years old, you were like 6 foot tall. So did she kind of like treat you like a man, like her man, or was just you still a child, but I'm gonna do this to you because I can't, kind of thing?
Well, it was that, and I believe I reminded her of my father. And I mentioned that in my book, that every time an incident took place, she said I looked like my dad. And I think she wanted to hurt my father because my father was never there. I've only met my biological father one time in my whole life, and I'm 40 years old now. So I believe this was a retaliation towards him because he tried to get her to abort me when she was pregnant with me. He did certain things to her to abort me, and it didn't happen.
And it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. So while I'm right here, before I forget, I never forget. I think I told you last time I had stage 4 leukemia.
Right.
And my wife, I was talking to her yesterday. I literally had a visitation from Lucifer himself while I was in the hospital. He actually came and sat, and you all know I'm a preacher. I'm very spiritual. He actually came and sat on the side of my bed. And he looked me in my face, and I remember it so vividly. His eyes were like a black abyss. His face was burnt. He had on a black cape. And he came and sat on my bed. And he said to me, excuse the way I have to say this, but I need to say the exact words.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He said, I'm pissed at you. And I said, what? He said, I'm pissed at you. He said, every time I've tried to kill you, it did not work. He said, I tried rape, it didn't work. I tried incest, it didn't work. I tried to commit suicide 4 times, it did not work.
But God.
I tried leukemia, and it did not work. He said, now, he said, I'm going to tell you something. He said, this means war for the rest of your life. He said, I'm raging war on your life. He said, every time I tried to kill you, I could not kill you. And he got up off my bed and he walked out of my room. And literally the door shut. And I'm reminded of a story of an old man in the Bible by the name of Job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God told the enemy, he told Lucifer, he said, have you considered my servant Job? And see, one thing I love about God, the enemy has to get permission from him before he does anything to you.
Yep.
So the first book is entitled The Untold Secret When All Began. So this is a 3-part book. I'm getting ready to start writing book number 2 and book number 3. Book number 2 is entitled The Untold Secret, Go Home, a Place I've Never Been Before.
Mm-hmm.
And the third book is The Untold Secret, Delivered to be a Deliverer.
Oh, okay. Well, definitely. Everybody who's watching, make sure at the end of the show, I'm going to have all the information to contact him, book information, bookings, everything. Okay, you guys. So that was just a few minutes of the exclusive part 1 interview that we did last year with the author Douglas E. Hobson for his book The Untold Secret. That little piece right there just shows you a small portion of what we discussed. Again, the main storyline of the book is regarding incest, rape, sexual assault at the hands of family members. In his case, it was his mother, his own biological mother, and his uncle, his mother's brother. He was raped by them for over 10 years, from the age of 3 to 16. And that little snippet from the full interview, you heard where he said, people didn't believe him. It took a long time for people to believe him. He used to act out sometimes in school because of his conditions at home. And a lot of times um, back then, in the 70s, the 80s, a lot of times it wasn't fallible that your own parent was the one that was assaulting you sexually. So none of his teachers, none of his counselors, none of his principals, anybody in a authoritative figure didn't believe him for years. It took him being bounced around the foster home after foster home after foster home, going to jail, going to juvie, all kind of things just from acting out from what was going on at home. Um, it took he went through a lot. He tried suicide, like you heard him 4 times. He survived each suicide attempt. The book is really good. It's called The Untold Secret. And again, that little clip that I just showed you guys was just a small clip, a small portion of the full interview we did last year of part 1. So in the chat, I have highlighted here. I'm about to highlight it. It says, click this link to watch the full exclusive part 1 interview that we did on my YouTube channel last year with this author of the book, The Untold Secret. I do recommend, especially if you plan on watching part 2 of our exclusive on May 1st at 9 p.m., because this book is now complete. It's pre-order sales are going out right now. He's going to have autograph books being sold and things like that. And he's going to do several interviews when his book releases. But we are going to get like the exclusive bombshell interview. He has some exclusive bombshell information that he wants to share with just our platform. So I feel especially honored for him to do this with us because we aren't a very, very, very large platform. So, I appreciate him for, doing part one of the interview with us last year and thinking about us to do part two of the interview this year once the book has been released, which it will be released again May 1st. If you want to get that book, it is on Amazon. It's called The Untold Secret. I can put the link in the description box. He's still taking pre-orders right now, and for a limited time, everybody who pre-orders a book, either the book or the Kindle version. And the Kindle version is on sale right now for only 99¢. So once you pre-order, you also, for a limited time, you get a free face mask, and it has the Untold Secret logo on it. But one of my co-hosts ordered hers the other day, and he sent her a face mask. So if you want to get the book, it is on Amazon. Edward E. Hobson is the author, and the book is titled The Untold Secret. And again, we will be doing part two and another exclusive interview with him May 1st. I think that's a Saturday. May 1st at 9 p.m. Let me just double check. May 1st. Yep, Saturday. So May 1st at 9 p.m., that's going to be our part two exclusive interview. Again, for people who are just now coming in late on this video right here, if you rewind a little bit, you'll get a small clip of what our part one interview was last year. If you want to watch the full part one interview, which I highly suggest before you check in for part two, which will be on May 1st, I suggest you to watch that full video. The link again is in the chat. It'll also be in the description box to the full exclusive interview part one. Again, this book is pretty deep. When it comes to incest and rape and sexual assault, it can be a very tense, complicated subject. So before, if people who, I don't want anybody who might be triggered by something like that, or who triggers by topics like that, to watch it, because we discuss a lot. We discuss a lot. He really goes into details with some of the things that he experienced growing up, being raped and assaulted by his mother and uncle, both in the same house. Just like the part of the interview that I showed you a few minutes ago, where he said when he was 5 years old was the first time he told anybody, because when you're 5 year old, that's when you're kind of first developing, like, not developing like full sentences, but like real dialogue, in kindergarten, preschool. So being raped and sexually assaulted at the age of 3 and 4, he didn't tell anyone. But at the age of 5 was the first time he like had an encounter with a principal or something like that. When they kept asking him, "You need to sit down. You need to sit down in your seat." He couldn't sit down because his bottom hurt. Not only was he beaten, like physically beaten by his mother the night before, but he was also sexually assaulted and raped by his uncle. So he couldn't sit down, because of that. So he tells that story in part one interview that we did last year. And again, for those of y'all who might want to rewind it back, I showed you guys like a 5-minute clip of part one of that interview we did last year. But again, if you want to see the whole interview, the link is in the chat. And again, if you want to see our exclusive part two interview, it'll be on May 1st, Saturday at 9 p.m. And he said he's going to drop an exclusive bombshell with us and only our platform. Even though he's on a tour of interviews right now, he's going to come back to the hood table where he originated with his first interview for this book and give us the exclusive bombshell interview. So I hope to see you guys again on May 1st. for part 2 of our interview. But in the meantime and in between time, click that link in the chat to watch the entire full part 1 interview that we did last year. And for those of you coming in, you can rewind this video a little bit. It has a small clip of a portion of part 1 interview that we did last year. Again, the book is called The Untold Secret. It will be released May 1st. They are taking pre-orders for it right now, and it deals with incest, sexual assault, sexual abuse of a child who experiences from the age of 3 to the age of 16 by his own mother and his own uncle in the same house, and how nobody ever believed him until he got like darn near 16 years old. So, on that note, you guys, thank you for tuning in on this lunch break of mine to get this exclusive update for the book, The Untold Secret. And again, I hope you enjoyed part 1 interview. The link is in the chat of what we did last year. And I hope to see you guys May 1st. For those of you who did already watch the video from last year or watched it recently, you do not want to miss part 2, which will be May 1st at 9 p.m. So, in the meantime and in between time, stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and don't forget to keep it hood. Bye.